Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about homeschooling in the state of Montana. And we're going to try to cover a variety of things, starting with the HSLDA website and how to comply with Montana's homeschool law. And if you have legal problems or legal concerns, this would be the place to get them from. You could join the HSLDA website and they would be able to help you with that. And I think it's a small fee, around $12 a month. And so it says, to homeschool in Montana, follow these steps. Number 1, file a notice of intent to homeschool. During every school fiscal year, you must notify the superintendent of schools of the county where your homeschool is located that your child is being homeschooled. HSLDA members may wish to download and use our attorney-designated notice of intent form for Montana attached below. You must keep attendance records at your homeschool. You must also keep a record of the immunization. You must make these records available to the county superintendent on request. You must provide the required hours of instruction. 720 hours, it says, per fiscal year in grades 1 to 3, or 1,080 hours of instruction per fiscal year, grades 4 to 12. Teach your required subjects, and it lists the required subjects that you're required to teach. Follow health and safety regulations, and it mentions that as well. And you can check back at their website if this is a different year that you're watching it than I uploaded it, to see what their updated information is at the HSLDA website, because I'm sure they keep it pretty updated. Okay, and this is the homeschool packet from the state of Montana, which you can get in their website. And I'm not going to read all this to you, but there's the information, and I will scroll down. If you want to pause the video to read the information, you can. And it talks about your homeschool requirements and keeping the information for them. One of the things you could do is you could keep a binder or a portfolio. And some of the things that you might keep in that would be if you're giving them assessment tests at the end of the year to see what levels they're on, you might put that in there, and that helps you create a goal of what you want to teach them that year, and that might be in your binder. Your state homeschool laws, you can download them and put the date on it and throw it in the binder. Copies of any forms filed, you could put that in there with proof of that you turned them in. A couple of calendars or attendance records. A list of your favorite resources that you might be using for homeschooling, and the actual resources you're going to use. Copies of curriculum from the websites or out of their workbook where the contents are. Proof of any field trips with a flyer with a date on it, or work that the student wrote about what they learned or what they enjoyed on the field trips. Sample student work, showcasing either their best work or progressive work or a variety of skills. And you can put the dates on those, and you can put that in their binder. And that way you can choose which kind of work you want to put in there. And you could have a student binder where they create a binder as part of their schooling, and one for you that you create. That way, because they'll probably want to showcase their best work, and you might want to put a variety of skills or show progressive work. And then you can write assessments every now and then of how they're doing in the subjects and have them self-evaluate in theirs. And make sure you put a positive spin on any negative things. Like if they're struggling in reading, you could put that they have a positive attitude. And then towards the end of the year, you can put they went up 5 reading levels. And you think it was because of their positive attitude that they were able to soar and rise above the difficulties. Your weekly schedule, you might want to put a copy of that in your binder or portfolio. A daily log of activities, for example, you put day 1, August 5th, 8 a.m., math, IXL website, working with odds and evens, 9 a.m., English, whatever workbook or website it was, and the activity that they did. So you put the time, the subject, the name of the workbook or the website, and then the activity that they're doing within that subject. And you can put like a history, watching a Paul Bunyan video and discussion, And you could put like the website that they watched it on. You could put the daily log. And if you put day 1, the date, and then the times, and then day 2 and the date, then you have the days already added up in your daily log. So that also helps to show that. If they do any standardized tests at the school or the Board of Education, you can put a copy of that in there. If they do volunteer work and you create certificates and have people fill it out, or they take classes outside the home and you have people fill it out, you can put those in there as well. And that would, the volunteer work would probably help with if they're going to college or joining the military. If you have contacts with emails and phone numbers and addresses for to deal with the schooling or support groups, you could put that in there. And if they do career study field trips, and you could have them create questions for people that ask them about the education they needed, what their daily tasks are, about them having to deal with problem-solving skills, leadership skills, maintaining schedules, computer usage, that kind of thing. And you can ask if you could record audio or even video footage for the students later to review and have them write a paper about it. And that might help them know the education they might need for those careers, help them choose a career, and maybe help them with interviews and their communication skills. And you could do that at places like hospitals, veterinarians, hotels, factories, a variety of places. And those are some of the things that you might want to put in your binder or portfolio. So if someone wants to see it, you have all that information. And then this lists the responsibilities and rights of the parents and a lot of other things. So I'll scroll down, and if you want to pause the video to read it, you can. But I am not going to read all of this, because I think you can read it yourself. I don't want a whole YouTube video on me reading the information, because I have a lot of variety of things, topics I want to cover for you. I would lose my voice. Okay, we're almost to the end. And that would help you, tell you things that you might want to put in the binder as well. So, okay, and this is a good place to find assessment or placement tests for the beginning of the year that you can download and print out for some different age students. And that way you can see, and I'll show you one of those, so you can see, hey, if they're making simple mistakes, then you can just show them that they made some simple mistakes and they need to take their time. But if they're really struggling in a certain area and it looks like they're having problems, they might want to review it if it's just one area, and then later on they're going well until they get to another area and they're really struggling. So the area where it stops and they're really struggling, that's where you'd know what level they were on. But there might be a few things they might need to review and some simple mistakes. But this will help you be able to figure that out. And this helps you create a plan or a goal of what you're going to teach your students during the year, so you know what level they're on. So, and you can find reading assessment tests in other places as well. That way you have your assessment tests at the beginning of the year in your binder or portfolio. And this website, if you've never homeschooled before and you're trying to organize what you need for the year, it shows the headings like books, general homeschool supplies, so you see what you need, and it helps you to create your own list of planned field trips or different places. And you can use this list for an idea and then list your actual favorite books you might be using, or workbooks, your online subscription-based programs, or complete curriculum packages that are on the internet, or your PE things like YMCA membership for swimming, or going skating, roller skating, or whatever you're going to be using. And then you can put that, or bowling or whatever. So you can list what they're going to be doing, or you can create a list of all your favorite resources, brainstorming, trying to come up with an idea, and then you can go through and highlight the ones you're actually going to use, or you can create a separate page of the ones you're actually going to use. And then you can look back next year and think, oh, these were my favorites, and then you have the list, and you can say, oh, I'm going to use this year. So maybe that will help you and give you ideas for your binder, your portfolio. This is a homeschool attendance record. You can see where I got it in the upper left-hand corner. And you can print this off, or you can even do it on a notebook if you want to draw it on notebook paper and put it in your binder. And you might want to have two of them. One of them, the days that you think you're going to have school, and you could put X's for the days you're going to have school, and like an H for holiday or an FT for field trip. Or you can use highlight markers. And then you can use one for the days you actually have school, because even public schools end up having snow days or something happens. So you want a tentative plan of the days you want to have school, and then maybe an actual plan of the days you end up having school, because things happen. This is iExcel, and this one does cost, I think, around $20 a month at this time. But I like the way it shows how you can easily print out the curriculum, the contents, and what's. So you can see what I mean by when you do a daily log, you can put math, iExcel, first day 1, and the dates, even or odd, and day 2 and day 3, so that you show the activity that they're doing within the subject, so that you can see that. And this is language arts examples. That way you know what I mean by, you put the day 1, day 2, the date, the time, the name of the subject, the website or book they're working in, and then the actual activity they're doing. So, and this one is Khan Academy, and it is free for everyone, everywhere it says, and it goes from pre-K all the way up to college courses. So this is an excellent resource, and it's full curriculum. This is another full curriculum. It's all-in-one, homeschool.com, and that takes you to a page where you can donate, or you can click cancel, and then you can get it for free. And if you love it, you can donate later. And it uses different websites. So if they're doing math or English, you might click on a highlighted link like this or like this, and go to another website to do the reading or the math. And that makes it more fun because they're using a variety of web pages, and it's not so boring. So, and then they have Bible if you want to add Bible. I don't think it's in the daily task, but you could take them over to that and do it separately. So it has a variety of subjects, and that's a fun website. Schoolhouse Rock is another thing. It's not complete curriculum, but it's fun to add to your curriculum. And some people have heard of it, but some of them didn't realize all the different subjects it covers: grammar, science, economics, history, math, and civics. And you can scroll down here and see the subjects, and you can find that in YouTube playlists. People have YouTube playlists of Schoolhouse Rock. If you need a break for cooking, or your student needs a break from what they're doing, and you'll find that some of these students absolutely love singing along, and they learn the song so quickly, so it really helps them to learn. And you can see what they teach within each subject, and it's such a good variety of things, especially with English, things that might be hard for them to memorize otherwise. And there's American Rock, if you've ever seen those YouTube videos where they're questioning people like jaywalk on the sidewalk, asking people, jaywalking I think it was called, asking people questions about things like this. Some people nowadays don't even know about the American Revolutionary War. So, and it teaches about the Declaration of Independence, electoral college, immigration, and a variety of subjects. And there's Science Rock, and that teaches a variety of things. And there's also Earth Rock, which is science. And there's Money Rock, which teaches them about budgeting. Here's the Science Rock. So you can see they learn a good variety of things listening to those songs. And that's YouTube videos. It's free. You just got to look for the playlist. So, and then this is an excellent website. You can see it. It is Spelling Wordless. So if you need wordless for their spelling, you can just click on one of them and go to that website, and then you'll have spelling words for your students. some people use their works, like they might have free writing days or have writing book reports or different things, and just pull the spelling words from their written work. This is Project Gutenberg, and it's another excellent resource. So if you want to read along with a book with them, or read a book to your children, or have them read a book, you just click on the book, click the format you want to read it, and there it is. So if you don't want to go to the library during this time, you can. But if you do go to the library, you might want to give them a list of library skills you want to teach them and give them a certificate of completion when they've done that. This is another excellent resource. It is International Children's Digital Library. It has 5,000 books, I believe, and different editions as they come out. You just click on the book and click you want to read it, and there it is. You click on the page. You enter in the page in the upper right or left-hand corner. And I think it has like 4,000 or 5,000 books at this time. And it includes different editions if they came out with different editions in different years. So that's an excellent resource to help you homeschoolers. I think I homeschooled for 8 years one time, a few years another time, a year another time, and then another year another time. So this one is an excellent resource. If you look right here, year R to year 6, and click on that, that alone has such, it's an excellent resource. You'll just have to check it out. There's a lot of great resources that are out there, and it's hard for me to include all of them in one video because it's just too much. But you can see, we'll just go to this one. See if it shows up, because I have so many links open that it's hard to go to it, but it is such an excellent resource. So if you want to go there, you can see what a great resource it is. There's a practice book. And that, you can see right there, that's just incredible. So you could print that out and have a practice book. Just couldn't believe what a great resource that was. Another great resource, if you're homeschooling and you're new to homeschooling, you can join homeschool support groups. I don't know about the co-ops because I've heard that's a bit overwhelming and a lot to do, but you could try and see. But you can join homeschool support groups. Some are free and some cost money, and they do things like they might go on field trips together, they might go on picnics and have activities at the park. They might have knowledge from homeschooling for years of things that you never even considered. So they might can answer questions for you, especially if you have high schoolers and you're trying to get them into college, or you have junior high and they're going to be starting high school soon. But they also share books. Some of them share books and curriculum if they have books they want to pass around that they've used and maybe not written in, and you might want to donate books to other homeschool families, and this would be a great place to find other homeschool families to donate to. So you might want to join a homeschool support group. So I hope I covered enough topics in this. Please feel free to leave comments, and thank you for watching my video. You have a great day. Bye-bye.